Hi everyone, my name's Hazel and I'm an author and a PhD student, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the 5 writing habits you should develop if one of your New Year's resolutions or one of your goals for this year, which is hopefully going to be better than last year, if one of your goals for this year is to become a better writer. So number 1, the first habit is to write every day, because after all, practice does make perfect. I'm sure that applies to many things, but it definitely applies to writing. Doesn't matter if what you write each day is good, you just have to do it. As long as you do it every day, you will see an improvement. Of course, you'll have off days where your writing isn't as the best as yesterday or last week. Of course, that's gonna happen. Even though I'm an author, there are days when my writing's just like, what is that? Trash. It doesn't matter, you just gotta write every day and you will see improvement. Number 2 for habit is, if you are struggling, try a free writing burst. Find a prompt somewhere. You can find these prompts anywhere. You can Google for writing prompts if that will make it easier for you, but you can also use things like an object in the room you're in. And perhaps you haven't read the article but you found a funny headline to a story and you write what you think the story will be based on the headline alone. A prompt can take any shape or form that you like. Just pick one, set a timer for let's say 3 minutes and just go. Just write. You're not allowed to stop, you're not allowed to think about it, you just have to go. I actually used to do these a lot when I was doing my undergrad in creative writing, and one of the classes for the first 5 minutes would be just free writing, and we would get told off if we stopped writing at any point unless we had finished and we had nothing else to say. That's the only point you're allowed to stop. Either when the timer goes off or you finish, you don't have anything else to say. It can really foster quirky storytelling, and it'll also get you in the mood for writing. But it's a really good practice of not thinking about what you're writing, just doing it. Because sometimes I feel like writing by instinct can be a lot better than people who really think about what they're writing. I don't try to think about it until I'm coming up to my second draft and I'm editing it, to be honest. Which brings me on to the 3rd habit, which is about the first draft. You just gotta write it, okay? Don't think too much about it, okay? You can't edit a blank page, however you can edit the words you put on it. So it doesn't matter if the first draft is awful, you've just gotta write it. Because it's easier to edit something that's already there than overthink and overthink and overthink about what's not there and what you want to achieve with it. Just do it and you can edit it later. Number 4, don't wait until you feel like writing, just do it. And the free writing short burst can kind of like get you into writing, but it's kind of more about, this habit is kind of more about not waiting for the motivation to hit you, because if you wait for the motivation for something to hit you, you could be waiting weeks, okay? You've just got to do it, and if you do it enough, you will develop the discipline to do it, and that way you won't actually need motivating. It's like, say for example, you're like, okay, every day at 10 AM I'm gonna sit down until 11 and I'm gonna write something, and maybe on the first day you're just like, I don't really want to do it. I want to do something else, or you just don't feel like doing it that day. You really should try and push yourself, and then in a couple of weeks time when it gets to 10 AM, even if you don't feel motivated to do it, if you've managed to push yourself every single day to do it, you will be disciplined enough to do it anyway. So there's a big difference between having the motivation to do something and the discipline to do something. And this habit of writing even though you don't feel like it should foster this discipline in you. And the final habit, number 5, if you really do not want to write that day, I understand there are some days where I don't want to write, or I don't want to write in the slot I've given myself. Do something else, and that something else should be reading. Learn by example, see what other people in the genres you want to write for or that you are writing for are doing. There is nothing wrong with doing that. So my novel Nightmare Scenario is a young adult science fiction romance book. So I read young adult books, sci-fi books, romance books, a mixture of all 3. I read quite a lot to see what was out there, to see what was popular. It just really helps. And I also do it, obviously I don't get paid for this, but I do it with fan fiction. I have read almost every single, or at least know what happens in every single Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction that has a pairing of Adrian and Marinette. I know what happens because I pride myself in my fanfiction and how good it is, but I also like knowing what's going on in the fanfiction for that fandom, knowing what's popular, knowing what's been done before. I pride myself on knowing that, and because I do read a lot, both fanfiction and normal traditional books, I do learn a lot by reading. Even if you don't feel like you are consciously taking on any like writing tips, writing techniques from what you're reading, your mind will probably take it on unconsciously and it will reflect when you write stuff. So that was it. Those are my 5 writing habits for the new year. So I hope you all stay safe and you all better have a good day. That was a threat. And I will see you all next time. Bye!